Hello traders, Vladimir Ribakov here, and this is the weekly live market review and forecast for the week starting 28th of May 2017. This weekend I do it a bit earlier, so you get a bit more time to get ready and put your notes and prepare your trading setups and ideas for the coming week. Last week was very interesting, especially on the last part of it. We saw the pound losing very dramatically its value. We saw the euro dollar following a bit. We saw some strengths from the New Zealandian and so on, and some of these moves are bringing us to the next possibility to trade, the next moves and ways to trade, which we have to pay attention to, of course, and get ready because action might be there. Now let's start. First of all, of course, we go to the fundamentals, see what we have to pay attention to this week. We start with bank holiday in Britain and in the US due to Memorial Day, and China as well. So Monday, stay away. It could be low volatility, could be very boring, could be some unexpected, not explained moves. We continue to Tuesday with the CB Consumer Confidence and the Financial Stability Report in New Zealand Central Bank. GDP in Canada and some news from Australia, like retail sales and private capital in Australia will be published on Wednesday. And Thursday we had a manufacturing PMI in Britain and the ADP non-farm payroll, non-farm employment change in the US. The main thing would be the main interesting thing would be also on Friday. Then we have the non-farm payrolls to be published together with the unemployment rate, which is very, very low this period and starts to be very interesting. Now let's go to the charts and let's see what do we have here. Let's start with the New Zealandian franc, which is one of the most interesting pairs, and let me explain why. If we take a look, New Zealandian franc, here we go. First of all here, right, let's start from the very, very, very beginning. Now this is according to the monthly chart. We are in a double wave cycle here on the monthly chart, bounced from a very powerful level, if to say it this way. We are kind of in a range here, so we want to go only for longs here, only for the longs, right? Now the better we go, the easier this decision is, especially if we put together the difference of the interest rates. That should be very interesting. New Zealandian is very powerful, Swiss negative. Decision should be easy. Bullish hidden divergence right here. Two waves down on a correction on daily cycle and a false break here. So really powerful situation for longs, and we still have this place right here to retest. If it is going to continue, it has to close this area, give us the higher highs above 0.70 and then continue all the way higher. The question is, are we there already? And if it's about to continue. Now on the short term, we can see we reached some 61.8 of the cycle. We're very close to there, so it might try one more, but basically we do expect some kind of correction. Now let's go to crystal ball and see some dates for the tops to be called and some sell reaction. We have 27, so we have the beginning of this week as a potential pullback. If we do gain this pullback, it should be supported for longs all the way higher to around 0.70, maybe even higher than that. Okay, so the next days to watch would be only at the beginning of the next month. You see that? That's like 4 and 7, then only 9 and 10. So that's really long term, and we could look for great buy opportunities here. Now, if we drop to the 4-hour chart and the 1-hour chart, we can see we have the resistance currently, so every 2 waves retrace, we are after buys. That should be a great opportunity, and we have these supports right here. That's a great buy action zone. It is supporting this area for a long time, and we can look to go long there. And this area is correlating everywhere on the time frames currently. Of course, it might be updated during the price action on the beginning of the week, but every retrace down that we will have, let's say, starting from 0.6860 and lower, we should be looking for buys, as long as this bottom actually hold and is respected. Okay, how do we look for longs here? Every 2 waves down retraces could provide us this opportunity. Just for example, boom, boom, longs here, or false break to be created with higher highs, and then we buy retraces. Okay, so that's one of the ideas. The next interesting pair we have would be the Aussie versus the Kiwi. Now we got ready for this pair. We're looking for actions there. Friday was bearish, and we got some good bearish rider, but our bullish period is also not so far. First of all, we have a middle class days, and that's 24 up to 28, 24, 26, 27, 28. Okay, this level still could hold, but the main important portion coming on the closer to the weekend there, right? And this is very likely what we will get here. Now that's the levels we have, around a bit below than 105 currently. So we have this trend line as well, which leads us to 105. 105 zone bring us the action. It could go slightly lower, it could go stop even a bit higher, but this is where we would expect the action. 4-hour chart, we have the same idea here. That's the 105 zone. The next one would be slightly lower, but we can see how great this area start to become. And what is very likely to start here is the slowing down, so it could do things like that right now. Okay, and start playing until when? Until the days to come that will take us to the long period, after I expect a really heavy rallies to come. Now we have news from New Zealand during this week. We have news from Australia this week. That should be effective, of course. So we need to pay attention there. It's really interesting opportunity to follow. And the New Zealandian dollar is also very interesting pair. We are coming to a monster zone. We have it right here. That's next to 0.71. Now in terms of bearish days, okay, we have also the beginning of the next week. So this week could still go and start to form the shorts. Okay, we still have 26, which was Friday, and it still could try and block it at the beginning of the week, right? Some pullbacks, but it should slowly go and finalize its moves. Now, on the 4-hour chart, our level is even higher than that currently. Of course, it might be updated according to the price action moves, right? But currently, that's what we have. And on the 1-hour chart, same story. Now, what do we do in that case? On the 4-hour chart, New Zealandian dollar, what gave us? 61.8 expansion right here of this cycle. Okay, we are right there. On the also on the 4-hour chart, we have this, and that gave us 61.8. The final cycles right here give us what? A duplication. 61 would be slightly higher right here. This is a monster zone, and we can start looking for the sells. How? False breaks. Since we are against the weekly currently, which is still bullish, since we have no reasons to go against the daily yet, we need false breaks. We need 2 of them. We got 1, and this is where the second might be coming. 1-hour chart could be in play as well. We got 1, we got 2, right here. But there is one problem of that. There is no divergence between these two, right? These two parts. The next false break that could come would be here, if we have one more false break. Anyway, currently, this is the low the high to respect, not the low, right? We have 1 here, that was the false break here, and a moving average divergence. So this is the one that should be broken for convergence, right here. Only then we can look for 2 waves and sells. So this is our first opportunity to watch for sells. Second one would be exactly like I explained before. I have 1 more here, another false break, and then this would be the low. If there will be divergence, of course, between these highs. Okay? And then we will need to go below this area, create lower lows, principle of convergences, retrace, and sell the breakout. We will minimize the risk this way and potentially maximize the profits. As long as none of that happened, every pullback down while this bottom holds, should be an opportunity to buy and to continue the rally towards the levels I showed before with using the crystal ball and the days that we can rely on. Okay, so this is also very important to remember, because currently there is no change on the trend, only potential. Okay, so all that regards the New Zealandian pairs. Really interesting. One more of the New Zealandians would be the Euro New Zealandian, which we still want to go long according to the weekly cycles, right? We are still after longs here, but we need some, well, 2 deeper cycles to continue. We still have this place right here, right, to be retested. So currently, short ideas remains on, and well, if this was a double cycle, we respect. We should go to the 38 of it, which is somewhere right here. On the 4-hour chart, we got first move. We are getting in the middle of the second move. Currently, we are fighting its 61.8 zone. There is some potential divergence. I expect some pullback, which after that I would probably expect for further continuation to here or here. Okay, so my view regarding the Euro New Zealandian here is that we are currently in the channel again. Okay, we might be looking for short-term buys, and for that we basically don't have the confirmation from statistics, but we do have confirmation from zones. Okay, so every short pullback that we will get, we should be looking for possible sales opportunities from these levels, the sell action zones here or here. Okay, and should follow for further continuation. Until when? Until we will get some good statistical days for buys, and that would happen at the beginning of the next month. I have 3rd, 6th, 9th. That would be the period. That would be period. So probably sell rallies until then, and from here we would be after longs. There is a very good chance, by the way, that we are in some potential, well, this kind of pattern development. Okay, we're moving a megaphone here, and there is a good chance we are down to here for further buy. So this is the view here, and that's all. Pound New Zealandian also, we don't change the view, it remained as it own. Let me just find Pound New Zealandian. Now, by the way, it's very important to say that so many New Zealandian pairs, of course we don't need every, right, but they're interesting and they're tradable. For Pound New Zealandian, we are currently still in the bullish expectations for long run after this double cycle. We still want the 38.2 to be reached. So that was the first cycle, most likely, right? Here with this special cycle move, we are in a deep correction here. We might go back to the trend line or so. Currently, it remains bearish. There are no changes here, and there's a good chance that every pullback here also would lead us for a sell towards 178, 177. That's about the New Zealandian pairs. As for now, let's continue to the other pairs, which also very interesting. Euro dollar, and this one is very interesting. Why? Because it made a bounce exactly from the level we wanted and we discussed, right? But take a look what happens here. We're still stuck in this range, and still nothing happens. There is a very good chance that we are going to see one more rally here. Okay, I'm not sure how powerful that would be for buys, but currently pressure remains bullish until we did not get 2 false breaks here. Okay, that was not a false break here, and only on that place we got a false break, but not even one convergence as for now. It's blocked right there. You see that? Not even one convergence. So, and now this convergence could provide some divergence as well. So the only way to treat that as a potential cycle would be if we get this triple or special, double, which we mark as trend line, and as long as this high would be holding, we would be looking to go for short with the breakout of this trend line. Okay, now the target in that case would be here, double cycle, and 109 zone. As long as it didn't happen, we are under potential further buys, potentially to cross the 113, maybe even 114 area. If we look on the crystal ball for our assistance, we got this block on right here. 23rd, 24 was very powerful day for us. Now for potential buys, again, there are no days as for now, but there is a great chance that the end of the month, right, 30, and then we cross through 3rd, 5th, 4th, this is exactly where we're going to deal with these potential buys. So until then, the euro dollar might be moving in some ugly patterns. We can try and go short here as long as it continue to create for us lower highs, lower lows, every pullback, as long as this high holds, of course. We can try the short to develop this triple cycle, where from we might be looking for potential reversal to the upside for new highs or for stuck off the level. So meanwhile, again, as long as the trend line remains on and we continue to create lower highs, lower lows on the short term, we might be going for this triple cycle. 1 hour chart by itself, take a look what it created. This one was 1, 2, 3, then pull back, and we might get 1, 2, 3, pull back, and 1, 2, 3 again. Okay, this is what could be our expectation here. So how can we at all go shorts here? At all? We have the trend line. If we get closer by 2 waves, we can go and try the short as long as it holds, because if it does not hold, there's a good chance we're going for next high, and that would be above 113, right? So this would be our expectation here. For levels, we have this level and this level to look for potential buy zones if our triple cycle forms. And for shorts, on the short term, we have this one around 112, 112.10, 30 minutes supports with the same idea, and 15 minutes as well. That could be very interesting to watch if it holds and continues to the downside to make one more low for us. Pound dollar, well, the most dramatical movement here, crossing through all the levels, with the main question now, okay, so what's next? Theoretically and technically, this pair still has all the reasons for rallies. But the biggest question is, okay, what happened here, right? I mean, okay, there was a call on 22nd as a top. Well, okay, fantastic, but what happened suddenly? And speculations take it seriously, to serious dive down, and sell rallies for this one probably is the right thing to do currently, until we will recreate some bullish hidden divergence. It is forming, but there is no confirmation from not 4 hour, not 1 hour. Therefore, sell rallies while this trend line remains on. Every rally into waves, we can go and look for possible sell opportunities. That would be the sell action zone number 1, 128.30. Very powerful zone for us on the 4 hour chart. The next one would be here for more intraday, the 128.80. Which of them would provide us the sell opportunity? We have to see and follow how this week actually begin, what it provides us. Currently we are in the sell mode. For potential short-term bottoms, we only have 29 if this does not hold, and that could hold for the short term, providing this short term retraces, right? The next days to watch for longs would be only after the end of this month, the beginning of next month, more to the direction like of 4 until 8, 4, 6, 7, the middle class, and then 8. That could be very, very powerful. So again, very interesting opportunity, which led me to the euro pound, which reached amazing zones. So this pair, take a look where we stand right now, guys. Take a look here. Cycle number 1, cycle number 2, for massive duplication, cycle number 3. How good is that? Now we have a monster here. We have a monster slightly higher, closer to 089, 090 as well. Will we get some action here? And I bet yes. And here is how we look to trade it. Let's go back first of all to our crystal ball to get some ideas. Now take a look where we stand here. Starting from 29 through the beginning of the months, that's where we get our pressure, bearish pressure, right? And this is where I would expect short-term pullback to happen. Provide us this down move, and then, boom, potentially fly towards the next area, continuing with, well, this kind of range movement, and take us back towards 089 zone, or at least the 088.50 area, which we have still right here with the gap. And that's still very, very powerful. Therefore, short-term potential sales, this is our zone. 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart, we get it everywhere there. We need false breaks because we trade against the current direction, current cycles, and we don't have any. Well, not really. We do have this one to follow. Okay, it didn't really false break yet because, well, if we really draw with the lines through the highs, we can see we are, well, just 1 point of false break. The 4-hour chart, it even didn't close, and this is the 4-hour chart cycle, so it's not there yet. There is no false break. That could be that, but it's not there yet. But we need to follow if we get it here. And we might accept also 2 false breaks on what? On the 1-hour chart. So that could be 1, and it could be 2. Where from we also can draw a trend line or horizontal, create the lower lows, and sell the rally. This is what we'll be looking to do in the beginning of the week, and it's a really interesting one, which I think we should follow and respect. After that, looking to continue with the longs or potential 088, 30, 40 up to 089, 90 area, where from I would believe we are going for another deep cycle down. The next one on the list, dollar Canadian, continues its bearish pressure. Now, one thing did happen here, actually. That was after the OPEC decision. We got a bounce with a bullish hit and divergence. 4-hour chart created 1 false break for us. But, weekly chart is yet bearish. 4-hour chart had only 1 false break. We could have 2 things from it. The first scenario is we retrace from here. Complete triple cycle here. Make 2 waves down, and with the breakout, we are after longs, potentially towards 139 again. Option number 2 would be we continue further. That's more acceptable, and that would be the special cycle of 1, 2, and 3. In that case, we are going towards 133 zone, where from I would expect 1 more false break to create. And from there, we can discuss about short-term longs. Watching on the crystal ball and relying on it, of course, that's what we get. Okay, if we can come back a bit higher, look for sales. Now, those of you who are in sales from the very tops we have been talking about here, hold it. Don't have any reason why not to hold your sales, right? Those of you who are looking to go longs on the short term should rely on the levels, and the next levels according to daily would be, well, first of all, this one could hold, of course, but the next level would be 133. 4-hour chart, 133 zone. Could be slightly higher, slightly lower, yeah, but this is where it is. So, sorry, that's not the one. Okay, the days for that, the days for long, 28, the beginning of the month, the beginning of the week, could provide this a bit pullback for us to look to rejoin sales, and that could be the great level to do it. 130, let's say here. Okay, 1 pullback again, and whoops, sell again. Could be really nice opportunity. 1-hour chart has the levels again for us here. Okay, so that's really good one to follow. 1 more rally here and go for sales. That's again not there. Possibility, and the next days to follow for longs would be only 3rd, 4th, and further. So that's another reason to trade dollar Canadian, which looks really good. Cat franc, pair we love so much. Still, well, for long run only, for buys short term, we still theoretically could go for one low around 1070 or 069 before the flight, but the pressure remains bullish. Let's say this way, do not be surprised if we will get this drop. Okay, something like that. 1, 2, and boom. And then it will be also double cycle here and also big cycle here. Okay, and from this place all the way for new highs. That's definitely possibility and some probability. Keep an eye. Weekly chart though created already all the reasons to go longs, including an harami. That's really nice potential for buys, but as I say, don't be surprised if that's just a trap. Anyway, as per investments, hold your longs, nothing changed. For short term, ouch, dropped my camera here. For short term, I don't see, to be honest, any interesting setup, so it's only remains as investment as for now. Aussie franc, I wanted to go to 070, 160 or slightly lower, and here is why, because we have a monster buy zone coming and we have a cycle ending right there. So if we can find the pair going all the way to there, that will turn to be a gift area here. From this place, get ready for a massive buy opportunity. There is a good chance that's not going to happen, and in that case, what we want to see, because we want to join the cycle, is to get for us this high. This is the last high, to go above it, to give us two-wave pullback, and with the break above it, we are after longs, serious longs here for a few hundreds of points. Okay, that's very interesting. And if we get the 070, 150 or slightly lower, boy oh boy, get ready for action and buy every bullish setup you will get on that level. Yen pairs, well, I don't really have any interesting view as for now. The only one that keeps my eye interesting is the Euro Yen, which technically could make it towards 129, 130 for a duplication, but currently decided to hold the 61.8, following also the daily chart. Now, we got one false break currently on a daily chart, right? It was right here. And here, we didn't get a false break. So it's holding. So the only, in that case, what can we do and how can we trade it? Retraces after 3 waves. Or special cycle, which we get only on the 1 hour chart. For that to happen, this is what we need. We get 1, 2, we need 1 more. After that, we are looking for 2 waves retrace, and with the break of it, we can go short. This low of the daily chart would be the first target. Second target could be then only according to the cycle of the daily and the weekly combinations, which means we could all the way to below 120. Sounds heavy, right? But there is a good chance it's not going to happen. We get a pullback and a retrace, and then for longs, we aim the 126, 128, 129 zone. Keep an eye here. Very, very interesting. Pound yen making its correction. We need double cycle to complete before we discuss about longs. And that's the levels. Actually, we are going probably towards the 100. That would be great duplication there. We don't have any divergence currently, so it will be interesting to see if we can get it here, or the 161.8 before we discuss about further longs. Well, what else we have in interesting list? Gold and silver, well, currently remain bullish, but I would suggest to look for short-term sales, and here is why. And that could be shorter, or it could be for the same low we discussed. Cycle here, and the 61 cycle right here. Okay. Very heavy zone. for possible shorts, right down to here. It could be down to the middle, or it could be theoretically also for one more low around the 1550. Keep an eye here. We are after potential short on the short term. For that to happen, we need false breaks. We got here is what we can see. We got one false break right here. Okay, that could be second, or it could recreate one more false break for us. We need a false break with divergence, of course. A false break, lower lows, retrace, and breakout. We go for sell. As long as it didn't happen, no need to jump in. Same said with the gold, because they actually correlated very beautiful together, which is bouncing from 61.8. Well, not really bouncing, but looking to bounce it, right? From the 61.8 zone. It still can make and try one more high. That's, of course, more than acceptable. We have this cycle. We have this cycle. We have this cycle. So if not from here, then the next high would be here around 1270 and slightly higher to go for shorts. Keep an eye here for false break, and then we can discuss about the short. And as per indices, they keep create new highs, but one false break already was there. If that's to be the second false break, this is the low we are looking to respect here. It's not there yet, so no need to attack nothing as for now. This is the one should be crossed before we discussed about that, something further to happen. As per Nasdaq, also no false break currently. We crossed off the high, nothing on the 4 hour or the daily or the 1 hour, therefore no trades. And you can see again the importance of patience. Okay, that's basically all. The patience always make the difference. Now, one interesting thing here to follow is the sugar, which crossed the last low. It gave us some move we discussed and we wanted, but since the bearish signs developed, look what happened. One more low, which brings to the question: will 100 level here be respected? And it still could, because we're still under divergence, and it could be the false break, the second false break for a fly. Or are we going further down towards 12, which would be also 61.8 of this huge cycle here? Take a look. Whoop and whoop. See that? It's actually even lower than that. So can we go to this zone here before an amazing retrace to the upside? I believe the answer is yes. And as for now, while the low does not respect, we should be waiting for the next good opportunity, which would be another false break or the ride down to the next zone, 12 or lower, before we buy heavy again. That would be all as for this week, friends. I hope you enjoyed it, and if yes, leave your feedback, leave your questions about any of the pair you would like to hear. If I didn't cover that, I might have a view there, I might have not a view there, and it's also a possibility. I will keep updating on the daily forecast, of course. Those of you who are members in the club or in the forecast. And here now I want to take this stage and tell you one very exciting thing happening. In about short period, few weeks, I'm going to change the forex trading the way we all know it. I'm going to make some maybe crazy move from my side. That's what everyone in the industry tell me, but I know this move would be an amazing move for the community, and I'm going to make a huge difference now for my community, for you guys, and to provide you and to give you something back. You always were there for me and always made me improve myself and my systems, for myself and my trading, and for you. Now it's my time to give back, and I'm going to make something amazing in terms of my club trading. I cannot say much more right now, but I can say that the days where you were trading alone, struggling if you trade correct or not, trying to understand when it's best to scalp, when it's best to go long, when it's best to go short, when it's best to invest, when it's best to short term, when it's best to swing, these days are over. And as I said, I cannot really go much deeper as for now, but in a few weeks, the change of 2017, and maybe the best change of all time in Forex, is about to happen. I am excited. I want to believe you as well. And as I say, the days you were struggling alone are over, and my club will be something amazing for the community, a place where you can become trader. For real. No gimmicks, no tricks, no empty words or stigmas. The real deal. So stay tuned. Updates to come very shortly. And I also can surprise you. No crazy payments like you used to from Mr. Market and some vendors. No crazy payments would be required. There is nothing like that. As I said, and I mean it, I'm going to give back real time, big time, to the community. Stay tuned for updates. Thank you very much for watching this video and for dedicating your time during weekend to me and my views. Would be great if you leave your feedback and comment. And if you have any question, as I said, just write it down. I will reply as soon as I can. Thank you very much once again. Yours for your success, Vladimir Ribakov.